No gimmicks, no catchphrase. Let us begin. My friends, dance to your own song. Okay? Let me break it down. Because your song can be quite literal or figurative. I'm lightly touching on both, but I'm serious about the figurative expression. It's like going to somebody's house and they prepare a meal, obviously, in a way that you aren't accustomed to. They don't cook exactly like mama. And so, you ask for something that you we usually put on your food to to get you accustomed to this new particular meal, you know. So, and I understand that this is not much of a ground groundbreaking comparison here, but it still has a monumental effect. So what I mean is always bring something from home, so to speak. All right. So a lot of that is going to exist in here since we're talking about escaping the matrix and living in our own world. So you want to season the life around you to make it very much familiar with, to keep it somewhat familiar to how it's always been for you. And I don't think that's cheating at all, because it's okay to want to feel like you're not alone. And sometimes the only thing that you can bring with you is the song that you have within you, man. The things that you always tell yourself, because you may find yourself in an environment where people don't see you that way. People may see you as all these terrible things, no matter of the contributions that you made, no matter what's going on in here. Everybody not going to be able to see you the same way. They won't be able to experience you the same way, but you're going to be in every encounter that you have. Like for me personally, this is day number 10,300 and something of my life. And I was there to experience all of it. I may not remember all of it, but I was there. And that's why it's very imperative that you do get authentic. You get real with yourself. You find some of the things that at your core really represent who you are, is really indicative of who you are. And that's what you miss out on when you try to emulate other people, is that you weren't there for everything. You couldn't possibly sell it the same way. It's obviously something that you can learn from everybody, and you apply that to your own life. But at the core, you gotta remember the story. You gotta remember the song. Because as you will see, if you go to public places, you see other people looking to tune into something else. You know, if you go to the doctor's office, you may see everybody seeing what's popping on their IG feed or their Facebook feed, and they go and seek wherever that takes them. If they're not watching that one TV that's up, put on a commercialized channel, on a channel that, hey, most people don't want to, probably wouldn't watch if they were at home, but it's on, so this is going to be the most interesting thing. Like, this is not what we want to do. Alright, see, that's the problem right there. We're tuning into all this non-discriminatory television, and we are losing our identities in a way that doesn't feed the spirit, that doesn't feed the soul. So, of course, I like the quite literal expression of, you bring your own music with you. Songs you always listen to, it will always make you feel like you're at home. So that's a great part of it. But more so, from the figurative aspect, that song that got you through the deepest shit you've ever been in, when you felt like you were all alone, and quite literally you probably were, and you had to get yourself up out of there. The thing that you were telling yourself to get up out of there is going to be some of the things that you're going to need to bring along with you on the journey. So you don't want to wait. You don't want to let life get so good for you that you forget that song. And then you start to get the reception that you always wanted from people. And then they decide who you are. And then you agree to it because you have been so deprived. For so long, you had to keep building yourself up. But I say, why stop? Why stop being the one who seeks validation from self? All right? Because you can buy in to what the masses say you are. And once you do, you're going to have somebody else completely left field is going to say, you're this. This is what you are, all right? And whether if one is right over the other, when you're so used to following what the people say, you know, you got something from left field come out of nowhere. Who's to say you don't flock that way? It's new, it's refreshing. You know, it seems like an opportunity to sway away from the identity that you just bought into. But, and recently I've been getting a lot of blocks and things like that, talking shit on Facebook. But, and I say that to say is that, like, sometimes when I get blocked, this shit sounds so elementary. I could see why people missed the mark when they thought that Facebook was just gonna be for kids. But like, I be getting blocked a lot. So sometimes when I do get blocked, I sit and think and wonder, like, am I the problem? Am I really that fucking bad? Am I really? And then I really think about it. I'm like, man, look, you're being exactly who you are. Now, granted, you may have 37 personalities that you need to work through, but you know, the crude jokes that you told, that's you. I mean, I'm not looking to hurt anybody. Like, there's not enough energy in me ever, semen retention or not, to make me want to go and just hurt people. All right, now I can understand, you know, feeling a little insecure or whatever. Now you want some attention or whatever, but no, like, this is just my own flavor. This is the way I maneuver through the world. Like, I gotta have fillers in a sense, so I just throw out things to see what happens, you know, to help me decide what my next move is going to be. All right, should I take this platform as serious as I take the next? How should I go about certain things? How should I go about talking to everybody? I try to put my song in the way that I talk. Okay, so cause actually this is what I was gonna mention earlier. All right, so a lot of black people, when they talk to white people, they find themselves assimilating in a way, and we call that putting on your white voice. So, you know, some may see it as a joke or whatever, but a lot of people assimilate when they talk to white people, thinking that this is gonna make me upper echelon. This is gonna make me get respected, validated. I'm not gonna be looked at as if I'm ignorant. Hey, look, well, let me tell you something. All right, I can understand why you would do such a thing. I get it. But this is what you're gonna get. Probably with less talking. Mind you, I'm only doing this for video's sake, give you content. But ain't no white voice over here. You either like the voice that I'm talking to you in, or you go listen to Mr. Rogers or whatever you want to. But this is me. All right. And we get on just like that. If I ever feel the need, like, I better change who I am for this person who used to piss and shit all over himself. If I ever get to that point, I know that is not the place for me. All right? That's not the friendship that I want. If you think I'm ignorant, think I'm ignorant. All right? Fine. I think I'm ignorant. All right? At least I acknowledge it. I don't have my head so far on my ass I can eat twice. You know? No, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to take it into the videos that I make. People say I'm too raunchy. I say too many cuss words. Oh, well. I'm sure you can find people who don't. X amount of time in the day. You don't have to go looking for me to fulfill your needs, baby. That's what you got married for, I guess. Too bad that didn't work out. But, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. The simulation aspect. Look, this is what you're going to get, and this is why people appreciate me, all right? So I may piss people off because I say, I'm not going to confirm, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. But If you could have it your way, wouldn't you live life according to how you see it? Alright, I ain't committing no crime out here. But apparently speaking up for yourself and trying to have your own identity is a crime, and sticking a couple middle fingers up to society, and for some reason most of you are unhappy with society, but also most of you would want to protect that society, and I'm just like, no, alright? Work on your society right here so you can make the society around you a better place. And I feel like collectively, if I had to put the blame on what reason would society be so unhappy, it's because I would say the individuals that make up the whole, most of them are unhappy. So whatever the masses depicts, whatever the masses, checks, box it checks off, that's kind of how things are going to go. And then the rest of us are just kind of like trying to find a way to maneuver around it, through it, to fix it, balance things out. But there are a lot of hidden pieces, a lot of hidden forces. So to wrap this all up, what are you going to do to create your song? Where are you going to go to orchestrate that? It could happen in a place like this. I'm in a closet right now, so I'm in a room that's in a room that's in a house that's in this complex, just so I'm burying myself under all of this, kind of putting myself in a cocoon, an egg of sorts. I'm building myself up, and then I can pop out anew. So we always have these small windows of time, no matter how much time you may have, where we can shut the outside noise out, kind of bury ourselves a little bit, like I said, cocoon type thing, and focus on adding to the quality of our lives. And then we take that introspection, we take our theories, our hypothesis, or what have you, and then we apply it to the world around us as if it's a video game. We strategize, all right? So we invest our time into things that simulate life, even the slightest. So that's why we're playing chess, all right, and not checkers, because checkers is you running across the street not looking left and right, and a car knock you out of the fucking place, man. Stop playing with me, all right? So like and subscribe, man. Look, we leaving the Matrix, man, because it's boring, okay? It's sponsored by Mountain Dew and goddamn mayonnaise and tomato sandwiches, but y'all can have that shit, all right? Like and subscribe.